back to the knowledge and observations of the local community in helping and formulating the policy for sustainable seaweed usage. My research mainly focused on one species of seaweed. This is Ascophyllum nodosum, more commonly known as rockweed. You can find it growing along the intertidal areas all around Iceland. Just like plants, it can regrow after cutting as long as you don't detach the entire seaweed off of the sea bottom. And just like similar to a forest, it provides places for animals to live, find food, and hide from predators. And for our human use, it is used in making a material called alginate, and you can find this as an ingredient to make ice cream, beer, toothpaste, in textile printing and cosmetics. So this type of seaweed has been harvested in the past 43 years by the local community in the west of Iceland. This community heavily depend on this resource, and before 2018 there was no policy for seaweed fisheries in Iceland. However, there is an increase in demand globally for seaweed products. Therefore, the policy is needed to make sure that harvesting can be sustainable as well as to protect the ecosystem around the seaweed. So as the first step to figure out how much seaweed can be harvested and remain sustainable, the government and the research scientists need to know how much seaweed there is in total in the area. And they found more than 1 million tons of it. And to put that into perspective, that's a weight of about 10,000 blue whales. However, for the local community and also the harvesters with experience in cutting the seaweed, they said only 2% is harvestable out of the 1 million tons. So why is it so limited, you may wonder? To explain to me better, the harvesters actually brought me out on some harvesting trips and taught me a few things about what they have seen and learned over the past 40 plus years. And the first thing that I learned is that not all seaweed grows the same. On average, it takes about 4 years for cut seaweed to recover. But in some areas, it could take up till 10 years to recover. And second, the sea bottom of this bay is actually not even. It is very rugged and has about more than 2,500 islands, and it's known to be difficult for sailing. And some areas have really strong waves, so not all seaweed found is accessible by the harvesters. And then third, in the winters, sometimes some really thick sea ice would build up along the coast. And when the tide or a storm comes, then it would pretty much act like a razor blade and scrape the seaweed off the rocks. That greatly reduced the amount of seaweed that is available to be harvested. So in conclusion, what I've learned from the local community is that it's not only important to involve their voices and their advice in making policy and managing the resource, but it's also very important to continually collaborate between science, policy, and also the local community. So thank you for being here with me today. If you have any experience with working in your discipline about collaborating with local community, I'm very interested to hear any advice or tips that you have. Thank you.